Yo, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Rndr, because I've heard you guys want to become some Rndr millionaires out there. So in this video, I'm going to break down how to become millionaire, and I got to give you guys some news that happened with Rndr as well. So Rndr is sitting at $1.86 right now, down 0.4% on the day at a $687 million market cap, which was just a little bit lower than where it was not too long ago, because we've seen some recent pump, especially when Apple had their keynote. We've seen Rndr pump a lot here. It is at rank 67. I believe the future of Rndr has to be within the top 10 to top 5 of cryptocurrencies, especially with Apple behind them as well. As you guys can see, the circulating supply, over 50% of it being out right now. And actually, this is going to change a lot. Right, I've talked about it in previous Rndr videos. They have a deflationary aspect that they are going to be adding, and with a new partnership, they're going to be adding a new deflationary aspect to Rndr. So this is going to be huge here. Right now, I want to show you guys here this real quick. The past 180 days from the beginning of January, you could have got a Rndr around 78 cents. Right now, it has fluctuated above like $1 for a few months here, back down to like $1.06. It was above $2 here, and then here it hit a nice little high of basically $2.75. So within 180 days, it is still hovering around its high right now. Right, so depending on what Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin goes down a little bit lower, of course you could find this at a good discount here. All-time high was just a year ago where it hit $8.78. Right, so that is not something that people are really paying attention to, because when it hits back to its all-time high, not too many people are going to become rich off of it. Right, but you guys want to know how to become rich off of it, so I'm gonna break it down for you guys. But like, a new narrative has popped up in crypto. Right, this new narrative here I've been talking about a lot on the channel. DPIN. Masari has put out a nice article on DPIN and a infographic here, as you guys can see, on some DPIN projects that's already out. I've covered a lot of them, from Noodle to Foam, and you got some other ones here. You got Hive Mapper here that you can use, Natex. Demo should be up here. There you go, Demo right there. I just got Demo, the device. I plugged it into my car. Right, going to be earning some Demo. We're going to see how that works in the next bull run. I believe Demo is going to be essentially like what Helium did last bull run. Now, Helium basically was the first DPIN altcoin before that narrative popped up. But as you guys can see here, compute networks here, you got Rndr. So Rndr now fits into the DPIN narrative. This has me even more bullish, and if you guys don't know why I'm bullish on DPIN, I'll leave the video up top for you guys to check out the entire DPIN narrative, because I believe this is going to be something big that a lot of people are going to be talking about in the future. I've done the same thing with real world assets. These are the two things I think are going to be the biggest narrative going into next bull run, including AI as well. So 2x and more here put out a nice little tweet here. Rndr is a perfect example of how blockchain technology can help decentralize different processes. As a distributed GPU rendering network, Rndr helps keep energy efficiency high while putting idle GPU to good use. With the ease of scalability, right management, and immense processing power, the Rndr network team has essentially democratized cloud rendering service and likely created a platform that is here to stay. So the first target for Rndr is, if it hit the market cap of Polkadot's, a market cap of being $6.8 billion, one Rndr would be worth $18.33, an upside of 880%, basically a little bit under a 9x here. Right, you would need 60,000 Rndr, which would be roughly around $112,000 to make at least $1.1 million. So you would need a little bit less than that. Right, but this is pretty much out of a lot of people's targets, or this isn't what people are really looking for, or actually have to put in a portfolio for with just one altcoin. So you want the bigger hopium, right? But other news here, Antbit.io, right, has made a partnership with Rndr here. This marks the first step in putting together 1 million GPUs. It is amazing to see the enthusiasm around all the positive comments coming from the Rndr community. Your passion fuels our mission, right? So the Rndr Let's click on this real quick. The Rndr, the leading blockchain GPU network, is exploring support for AI and machine learning tasks. The latest RMP 004 Open Compute Clients is a proposal by Antbit official to leverage Rndr network nodes for AI and ML workloads via the network APIs. We got to break this down a little bit more because this is huge. Randoshi Tokemoto has put out a great thread on this whole partnership here because they hosted a AMA with the team, the Antbit team, and they talked about a lot about the GPU and the purpose to integrate with the Rndr network. So we're just going to break down one simple part of this thread here because it's a lot for you guys to read. This is the 10th tweet in this whole thread. Antbit plans to create a router that allows Rndr network GPUs that are not currently being used for rendering to be used for AI jobs. Once BME is live, Rndr tokens will be burnt for all jobs that come through this partnership. This is extremely bullish. We got to head right back over to CoinGecko, show you guys the tokenomics. If this happens here, this is extremely bullish. For already they had one way of burning tokens with Rndr network, which you guys should check out my video for Rndr network, previous video for Rndr network, to understand how that burn mechanism works. Now their Antbit is proposing a new burn mechanism for Rndr. This thing has the potential to truly explode with a lot of burning that is going to be happening for the tokenomics. So if Rndr reached the market cap of BNB, that would be a $37.8 billion market cap for Rndr. One Rndr would be worth $2.23, an upside of 54x, right? You would need roughly 10,000 Rndr to become a millionaire, and that is worth $18,700 at today's prices, right? So this is getting a little bit closer to what some people may be able to throw into a portfolio, but you guys want that true hopium, right? I got you. Well, more bullish news came out for Rndr, essentially piggybacking off of what Apple has put out, right? This is essentially one thing we're going to be talking about here. As you guys can see, Apple breaks all-time high after reports on working on Apple GPT, a generative AI which rivals ChatGPT. Remember that fix that is coming, which will allow Apple customers to become node operators on Rndr network, right? So this is huge. This is something that we've been talked about, the Octane server. Octane is on Apple's M1 chips, or you guys can already see with the new Apple's iPad Pro that comes with the M1 chips. OTOY is planning to release an app to use them as local network Rndr nodes as well as distributed Rndr nodes, right? So the Octane X app, you guys should check it out. We've talked a lot about it on this channel here. Rndr is working with Apple. Apple is the biggest Web 2 company, traditional company, right? Worth trillions of dollars, and Rndr is actually working with them, right? But here's where a lot of things get a little bit better here. Machine Alpha put this out here. Apple plans to have their LLM, Apple GPT, consumer ready by next year, which guess what? That coincides with the bull market that a lot of people are waiting to happen. Apple has over 2 billion active devices worldwide. Think of the compute demand that is coming for Rndr. I'm accumulating under $10 while I can, right? This is huge, guys. This is making me extremely bullish on Rndr right now. So let's say Rndr hit the market cap of $100 billion, right? One Rndr would be worth $270, right? An upside of 144x, where you would just need 3,800 tokens, roughly worth $7,000 to make $1 million, guys. This is a little closer to some people's wheelhouse, right? Some people may be wanting a little bit higher hopium, but this is a decent price target. This is not too crazy of a price target where people will probably be like, you're going a little too crazy. But I want to know what you guys think about this. How do you guys personally feel about Rndr, right? Rndr is already a blue chip in the making. I'm excited for what's to come for Rndr because as it is the top usage for GPU, it actually has benefit for other altcoins that will be looking, well, people will be looking for other altcoins to become the next Rndr, where you're going to look at Akash, you're also going to look at Oxbase, and there's going to be other GPU altcoins that are going to pop up into this space that people are going to look for. But as of right now, Rndr is looking like it's going to be the top dog, the next blue chip, top 5 altcoin. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.